So, as it says on the title of this video, it's a journey into archery at 67 years of age. Now, the thing is, a lot of people have said to me, "Ooh, you know, at 67, is it worth starting something new? Are you too old? You know, are you fit enough to do archery? There's all these questions, and I've never been the type of person that's thought, oh, I couldn't do that. I've always been the type of person that said, yeah, I'll have a go at that, no problem. I'll give that a go. You know, I learn all the time. I'm always hungry to learn things and try things, and but only if I want to. If I don't want to, you won't get me to do nothing. But by the same rule, if I do start something, it's 110%. There's no half measures. You know, I don't just dip my toe in the water. I dive straight in, and I don't come up until I've had enough. And so archery, always something that I fancied doing on the back burner, so to speak, but never really got to the point where I decided to give it a go. So now I have 67 years of age, 67 years young, as they say. Now the only concern I have really, apart from the effort of learning, which is not an issue, you know, and these days we are joyously gifted with YouTube. Anything you want to know is on YouTube. There's somebody out there that will help you, and hopefully I'll help people out there with what I learn, with my journey, and help people to get out there and do things. Because this is the thing, you know, you can decide to do something, and the way my mind works, it's all in there. It's not a matter of, oh, I couldn't do that. It's, yes, I can do it. Let's just find the path. Let's find the way to do it. How do I learn it? And so, starting with the basics, I've got to get a bow and arrows, and then a target, and then I've got to practice. But the main thing is well, it's two things actually. The first thing in archery is obviously it's a shoulder and back thing. Now I've just to point out, I've had what you call a frozen shoulder, which didn't need operating on. It just came back of its own accord, but it affects the nerve in your shoulder, comes round the tricep there, through your elbow and down. And it was in 2020, it's now 2025, it's November of 2025, and it was about 2020 when I lifted up a couch and I pulled my shoulder. At the time it was just a twinge, but it slowly grew on till in the end I could only just get my arm to there. I went to the doctors and I said, I think I've got frozen shoulder, and he said, oh, I've got that. Oh, I thought, bloody hell. So he said, you'll have to physiotherapy and what have you. So, you know, I got physiotherapy over the phone, worked that one out. But that's the NHS, that's how struggling they are. And I had a scan, and he said, yeah, it's not torn. It's not the rotor cuff that's torn. It's just the muscle inside by the nerve, so it's like a trapped nerve. So he said, you know, as you do stretching, you'll slowly work it loose. Now, as you can see, I'm a stocky. I'm 5'7". I'm a 46 to 48 chest. I've always been strong. I've always been had a powerful body, you know. I've always been able to lift up and that kind of thing. I've never had a problem with that. And I worked for years when I was younger in the building trade, and it wasn't a problem. I was wall tiling and floor tiling and that kind of thing, and fitting bathrooms. And then from there I graduated on and become a qualified electrician. You know, I went, you know, right the way through. But I was always powerful. But in changing careers at 34, I changed careers due to bad knees. My knees had you know, I had basically what's called housemaid's knee. I can't kneel down. If I kneel down, it's crippling. It's like kneeling down on glass and broken glass. So I changed and become a barber, and I worked the rest of my life, my career, owning a couple of barbershops. And anyway, so the power in my chest has slowly dissipated. I'm not as strong as I used to be. 67 years of age. You know, you feel mentally, you still feel like you've got it, you know, but physically, you know, you fall asleep running for a bus. That's age, that's how it goes. But it's not the end of the world, you know. So what I'm saying to anybody else out there that's thinking of doing something, starting something, you know, past retirement age, or in the 60s or 50s or 40s or any time, don't think you can't do it. You can. There's nothing you cannot do. The only thing that's stopping you is your mental acceptance that you can do it. Because, you know, if anybody else can do it, then you can do it. And you might not be a world champion, you might not be the strongest or fastest or whatever, but you can still do it, and you can give it a go. And better to have tried and failed than never to have tried at all. Is the old saying. Anyway, so I've got to get the strength in my shoulders and my back and my arms to draw the bow to fire the arrow. So I've got some weights. I've had them for years, and occasionally have a go at it and just try and keep my arms and my muscles going. And of course there's press ups as well, which is a really good one, because all the shoulder muscles, the scapula and the the triceps and the traps and everything, and your pectoral muscles, all of these muscles, when you're pressing press ups, it works all them. So press ups are a good exercise. So how am I going to approach this? Well, the first thing, as I say, is I need to decide which side I'm going to draw on, because this is a thing. This eye's had a bit of damage in it, and I'm right-handed. But on testing, when you make a small hole between your hands like that, and you look through, the trick is as you surround, you surround, like I'll surround my face like that, and I'll draw back, and as I draw back to my dominant eye, which is the left. Not my right eye, but my dominant eye. So the thing is, if I'm going to be holding the bow in my left hand and drawing with my right hand, so that I can line up the string to the front of the arrow with my right eye, that's the weak eye. So what I've got to do is I've got to hold with the left with the bow and draw the string with me left hand. Hold the bow with my right hand and draw with my left. So that the string runs across my eye, and I can then eye up, and once I've aimed it, bang, I can let go. And so it's all about aiming. So what I did was I ordered a ambidextrous bow off Amazon. It was 20 quid, 20 nicker. And for 20 quid, delivered. And I've not got an Amazon account. My wife's got an Amazon account, and she's got the Prime. So it was free delivery for 20 quid, 18 pounds odd, nearly 19 quid. And it's a bow. It's got a 40-pound draw weight, which is quite heavy really for a beginner. You can get an option of 30, but I think it was a bit dearer for a 30, and I thought, well, I only want to use this bow initially to find out which side I'm comfortable working with. And so I sent off for it, and so as soon as that bow comes, I'm going to have a go with it, and then I'm going to make the next video. So this is video number 1 of my journey into archery. And so if you'll stick with me, you'll see me, you know, progressing through to joining a club, and you know, getting involved, and really, you know, really getting into the pastime, the sport of archery. And yeah, so there you go. So please like, share and subscribe. Please subscribe. It costs you nothing. All you got to do is click the button subscribe. You know, if you want to get notifications of more of my videos, then you can click the bell. If you don't, you just subscribe. It's not cost you anything. But what it does is it does help me. It helps me to grow my my YouTube channel. Why do I want to grow the YouTube channel? Well, eventually it might get to a point where I could actually monetize. And if I monetize, then I can buy better equipment and make more videos, and it can fund itself then. I mean, you don't get much, you know, you get pennies, but it all helps to justify the expenditure. So that helps. And also is it spreads, and you reach more people. So please subscribe. Yeah, so this is the thing. This is the first one. This is the start point. This is the start of my journey, and every journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step, and it's every step after that. So there we go. Join me next time, because as soon as that bow comes through the post, I'll make another video on that. Okay, so there you go.